Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations in the Quran. And you're here with Najman Sari. So bismillah, salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa ahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. I pray that Ramadan is going well for everybody. We're already halfway through it. And inshallah, may just these tidbits of listening to different conversations between different places be of value to us in navigating our own Ramadan in first place and even all the way afterwards. So today we're looking at the conversation of Musa alayhi salam with Khidr. Khidr, as his name is not mentioned, but tradition does give it to us as Khidr, so just for ease we'll do it. But but the way it says it in Surah Al-Kahf, when it starts at 65, he and they found one of our servants on whom فَوَجَدَ abdam min ibadina. They had found one of our abds, one of our ibadina, atainahu, we gave him, atainahu rahmatam min indikna. We gave him rahmah straight from us. So he was equipped with being with the secrets of the paradoxes of life, which we don't normally understand. So, and this passage is from Surah Al-Kahf from 60 to 82, in which certain things happen. So it's rich with lessons on humility. The take home is humility, patience, divine wisdom, and the limits of our understanding, and our way forward of feeling that it doesn't have to be that we need to understand everything of what's going on. And this comes time and again, and that's the whole point of being with the Quran, of knowing that Allah is in charge. I don't really understand anything. Whenever we start with the Hamim, Alif Lam Mim, all those, it's, I don't know. So immediately come, not with now I'm going to sit and judge what it says. No, you come with a mindset of humility. So anyway, this interaction revolves around Musa alayhi salam's journey, his seeking, his wanting to seek knowledge, and he said that because it starts in 60 when he says, I will not give up until I reach a junction. And when they reached the junction, they forgot, but that's not what I'm getting into. But the point was that he was on a journey to seek knowledge. There is some background of why did he engage in this wanting to search, that he was told that there was a person, Khidr, and he demonstrates Allah's higher plan through three seemingly puzzling events, but he wants to follow him, his eagerness. He says, may I follow you on the condition that you teach me what you've been taught. And this is in 66. So what have you been taught from Allah? And so he says, yes, okay. The first thing he says is, you won't be able to have patience with me. Knowing what it is, emphasizing that when you have difficulty in comprehending the wisdom, and in this case, divine wisdom, you won't be able to be patient. So he said, and he goes on to say 68, in 66, when he says, truly, you will not be able to have patience with me. But then he doesn't say it in like, it's like, no, this is beyond you. You can't do this. No, you'll never understand. You'll never know. Driving a car, manually, no, you just stick to automatic. But in our tone, if we have scorn, if we have this, we're already limiting the people. So he does say that you won't understand. But he goes on to say, he said, well, how can you have patience about which your understanding is not complete? And that is the truth of the matter. But he tries to, I'm taking that message home, that he goes on to explain, one, why won't you be able to have patience? Musa alayhi salam, he is one of the ulul azm anbiya, the grief the Bani Israel gave him. He had patience with those people. But here we're talking about something from the unseen of comprehending divine wisdom. So Musa alayhi salam in 69 says, he said, Inshallah, qala satajiduni, you will find me, Inshallah, sabiran wala asi, and I will not disobey, laka amran, I will not disobey you in anything. And so the other one says, and again we don't have the name Khidr, it just says, and the uqala fa inna. So if you فَإِنِ اتَّبَعْتَنِي, so if you will, then you should follow me, and la فَلَا تَسْأَلْنِي an shay'in, and don't ask me about anything, hatta uhditha laka minhu dhikra, until I myself speak to you about it. So that was the condition. So alhamdulillah, teachers put down, you can come to the online course, you can do anything on condition that your attendance is complete or whatever. So that's what it is. So they proceed, and one thing happens, 3 actions that happen: the boat that he damages to save it being seized from a tyrant. And so what is the take home there? It's that these all come towards the end, but because what happens is that Musa alayhi salam immediately said, he said, you akharaqtaha litughriqa ahlaha, and look at, he said, have you scuttled the boat in order to drown those in it? And what is it? Laqad jayta shay'in imra. It's a shay, it's a thing you've done, which is imra, which is a very strange thing what you've done. That's a comment he makes. He doesn't. That's a comment he's making, and Khidr alayhi salam had said, don't ask me anything. So Musa alayhi salam could say, I'm not asking, I'm just making a comment. I said, what on earth happened here? So, but it was, he said, have you done it? No, here it does say, have you done it to drown them? And look at the beauty, when he scuttles the boat, he's not Musa alayhi salam, we're going to die. It wasn't, that immediate reflection about whatever the situation outside is. There was a hijacking at the mall or something. Oh, thank God, we worry about us, let's keep ourselves safe. So he said, you did something that's going to drown the ahlaha, the people of the boat. So to me, that's also significant. That's why you look at the conversations in the depth, that in order to drown those in it. So that was a strange thing. So what does he say? Qala, this is Khidr alayhi salam, and again it just says he said, and he said, it doesn't give his name. Alam aqul innaka lan tastati'a ma'iya sabra. Did I not tell you that you will not be able to have patience with me? So Musa alayhi salam backed her, and he says, please, qala la tu'aqizni bima nasitu. Please don't take me to task for what I forgot. Wala turhiqni min amri usra. And please don't give me grief, or don't raise difficulties in my case. In other words, excuse me. Then they proceeded, and then there was a man, and then he slew him, so he couldn't help it. But Musa alayhi salam says, قَالَ أَقَتَلْتَ نَفْسًا زَكِيَّةً بِغَيْرِ نَفْسٍ and لَقَدْ جَيْتَ شَيْءٍ نُكْرًا. Now it's another word. So again, if you ever want to go in detail, look what amra means, what happened when he did the scuttling the boat. What is nukra? Nukra is something unheard of. It's nakaira is it's used for something uncommon, and so on. There's a whole vocab or learning in just that word. But he said, have you slain an innocent person who had slain none? Truly, that's an unheard of thing that you've done. Again, Khidr says, did I not tell you, alam aqul laka innaka lan tastati'a maya sabra, that you will not have patience with me. So now what does Musa alayhi salam, he says, please, if ever I ask you again after this, keep me not in your company, you will badaha Badaha fala tusahibni, in your company. Sahibni is to be in your company. Qad balagta min ladunni uzra. You will have balagha. You would have reached the maximum of from my side. You have got full excuse now to get rid of me if I ask you the 3rd time. Lots of extrapolated messages from here. About 3 times. You can be excused once, you can excuse twice. If a child breaks a cup, then he breaks a glass, then he does something. Now it's like, now it's enough. You can be patient. It was an accident, it was something else. And he said, okay, 3rd time, I need to get the lesson right of being careful and not break anything. So that's one kind of immediate take-home lesson we can take from it. And and also the lesson from that which comes forth after is that Allah's plan includes difficult tests sometimes in life to create a greater good. So Yusuf alayhi salam, he had to part from his father, be kidnapped, be put in the well, be taken out, sold as a slave. But him being able to interpret dreams, being on the top position at Egypt when the famine was to happen, knowing what to do. So they bring out this, extrapolate from it. One child's loss with a father, of a beloved father, and the grief that Yaqub alayhi salam went and so on, that his grief helped his son save how many millions or whatever, thousands of young children thereafter, and they weren't lost, so they didn't die because of the famine. So that's just me bringing that combination in, because I heard it from somewhere. But basically what it is, so then they proceeded, then they came to an inhabitants, and قَرَتْ أَسْتَطِيعَ إِسْتَطَعَمَ. It also comes, they asked for ta'am, they asked for food. And you should know this word ta'am, because now in Ramadan we use that phrase about thank you for the food that we get and the drink that we get. So you should be familiar with that. Ahlaha, and they asked the people, they asked istata'ama, is from asking for food from the people of the town. فَأَبَوْا. فَأَبَوْا is that they refused. The people of the town refused, and then later فَوَجَدَ فِيهَا جِدَارًا. And then they found a jidar, a wall there, and it was on the verge of falling down. And so then, and he fixed it. Musa alayhi salam, well, they both fixed it. And so Musa alayhi salam tired, maybe they were fasting also, whatever. And so he says, yuridu, and you could have asked, yanqada faqamahu. You could have, no, that's what they did. And then he says, qala law shaita latakhasta alayhi ajra. You could surely have asked them, at least to recompense you for fixing the wall. So he, what's his name, Khidr alayhi salam said, he said, this is the end of you and me, and now I'll tell you the interpretations, which he did, because over the things, la tastati alayhi sabra, for things malam, what you were not able to have, tastati alayhi sabra. Even in this tastati, the repetition of this tastati, you will not have patience with me, and here you were not able to hold patience. The slight different word in the tafsir, there's a great detail of length here. But the beauty is that he told them what it was. It was that it was to save them, the boat from being seized from a tyrant, and the young boy who might grow up to be a disbeliever cause grief to the parents, and so on. This was the second story. And in the third, that he said, acts of kindness may be for the unseen rewards or benefits for the future. Again, we came back with other things, is pray for the future. Pray that your good now has repercussions in the future. And so because it revealed it had it fallen down, it would have revealed the concealed treasure which belonged to orphans. In fixing it, that was it. But basically, what are the take homes from here? The take homes are that you have to limit your human knowledge. It's limited sometimes. You just need to keep a big mouth shut. And then the second one is that patience in the face of the unknown, trust in Allah's planning. Allah knows why. And, many times we are faced with, I really don't know why this happened. It wasn't meant to. He went for his interview. Where did he get shortchanged? Or where did he have an accident on the way? Where did the plan get derailed? We don't know. We don't know. Maybe getting the job wasn't going to be good for him. Maybe that accident saved him from getting that job. And even though he landed up in hospital, other things happened. So we don't know. And then do good deeds without expectation of a reward. So, and the beautiful thing, and so all of these, this is just in a nutshell: kindness, generosity, submission to Allah's will, patience in adversity, humility in knowledge. All these are take-home messages. And the beauty is that we need to navigate life's mysteries with all these things, with patience, with humility, and always remembering. And لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, about Ramadan, what is this about, of increasing our taqwa? So it's a reminder that Allah's knowledge encompasses all that's hidden and apparent, and our ability to be able to see beyond all things. Why so-and-so giving me grief? Why did I have to run into this person and have that? There has to be a mercy. Of course we forget. Of course we don't remember. But then the beauty, Allah does say we are created in isyan, forgetful. But it's the backtracking and coming back on track that is so priceless in Allah's eyes. So I pray that we are able to take home a message from the stories from this conversation, about how we reminded time again we need to have patience. And we say to our child, we say, listen, you do need to have patience. You need to hold on. There will be some good in it. Or why didn't this happen? I expected that. So-and-so was supposed to come. They didn't. So all these factors together, and this is these are timeless messages, so whether they've been repeated till we are blue in the face, but we ourselves need constant reminders of these situations. So with that, I'd like to end off, and Subhana Rabbika Rabbil Izzati Amma Yasifun, wa Salamun Alal Mursaleen, walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa akhiru da'wahum, and alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.